The cub was thrown onto the hard earth, rolling helplessly. Panic set in immediately. He scrambled to his feet, or tried to. His front paws clawed at the dirt, pulling forward with frantic energy. But his back legs didn't follow. They were dead weight. He collapsed. He tried again, and again. The disconnect between his brain and his body was absolute. The rest of the pride was already regrouping, sensing the danger wasn't over. The mother returned to her cub. She lowered her massive head, licking his ears, her rough tongue moving along his spine, sniffing intently at the injury. Then, she did something gut-wrenching. She stood perfectly still. It was that terrible. Pragmatic silence unique to the animal kingdom. She knew. The scent of blood was already drawing in more threats. A cub that could not run was a death sentence for the entire family. She looked at him one last time, a gaze heavy with an ancient, brutal understanding. And then she turned away. The pride began to move. The cub, confused and terrified, tried to follow. He dragged himself by his front elbows, his soft belly scraping against the unforgiving sand. His claws tore until they bled. He called out, a high-pitched mewl that grew fainter as the distance grew. He crawled until his muscles failed, until the silhouette of his mother vanished into the horizon, leaving him alone under the scorching sun. By the time the ranger patrol found him, the situation was beyond critical. He was severely dehydrated, his body burning with fever, covered in flies that sensed his vulnerability. His hind legs were stretched out behind him in an unnatural, stiff position that screamed spinal trauma. The team didn't waste breath on sentimentalities. They didn't say, let's take him back to his mom. That option was gone. They scooped him up, his small body limp, and rushed him away from the only world he had ever known. At the rescue center,
Pulse is weak,
the x-rays
vitals are
confirmed
stable,
the
but
nightmare.
concerning.
The crushing force of the hyena's
Check the
bite had
oxygen
slammed the vertebrae together,
I'm administering
severely
fluids
compressing
now.
the spinal cord. The swelling was
at
catastrophic. The prognosis
staples
was
in
a
it?
single. Heavy
afraid
word
there's nothing more we can do.
paralysis. Most medical
It's over.
opinions
Fine
leaned
right
toward
there.
euthanasia. In the wild, this was a done deal.
Yes.
Even in captivity. The quality of life for a paralyzed
Honestly, not a
apex
choice.
predator is often considered cruel.
We haven't
But Daniel Mercer saw something different. Daniel wasn't the head surgeon.
explored all
He was
options
a
yet.
rehabilitation technician.
Look at him.
The guy who comes in when the surgeries are done and the glamour fades. He was the one who took the night shifts. He looked at the cub, who was lying flat on the metal table, eyes wide with pain and fear, and decided he wasn't ready to give up yet. Daniel was the first one to sit on the floor, bringing himself down to the cub's eye level. He didn't reach out. He didn't speak in that high-pitched baby voice people use for pets. He just sat there. The cub, later named Quito, let out a low, rumbling hiss, a warning from a wild animal that still believed it had to fight for its life. Daniel didn't flinch. He just shifted his weight and stayed put. After 20 minutes, the hiss faded. Quito watched him. The pain was immense, but the threat wasn't coming from this human.
guy.
The surgery to relieve the
rest
pressure
now.
on the spine took hours. When Quito woke up, groggy and disoriented, the first thing he saw was Daniel, and in a heart-pounding moment that shocked the rest of the staff. Quito didn't try to bite. He blinked, let out a soft exhale, and laid his head back down. A silent pact had been
I won't
formed.
hurt you.
From that day forward,
Good.
Daniel became Quito's surrogate reality. He was the one who
Boy,
arrived at
Quito.
dawn to turn Quito over, ensuring bed sores
buddy.
didn't consume his
Just a little
skin.
further.
He was the one who performed the agonizingly slow physical therapy, massaging the atrophied muscles in those useless
Just
back
make sure
legs.
everything's okay.
Quito hated having his back legs touched. It was a reminder of his weakness.
No,
He would
hey.
snap, baring his teeth, his instincts screaming to defend his vulnerable side. But Daniel never pulled back in fear.
Back
He
up,
would
buddy.
calmly wait,
Back up.
hand hovering, until Quito settled. It was a dance of dominance and trust. Daniel was telling him, I am not hurting you. I am fixing you, Weeks bled into months with zero progress. The skepticism in the center grew. Recessive drain. He believed that Keto deserved every possible chance to rewrite his ending. Then, on a Tuesday morning that started like any other, it happened the left hind paw, applying deep pressure to stimulate the nerves. He felt a flicker. It was so faint he thought it was a muscle spasm from his own hand. He stopped. He pressed again.